This is the video on the trail option and the real-time option for Chuck-a-Luck game. I'm going to click on Trail in the red stripe. Here it shows us the execution of the first 9 instructions of the Chuck-a-Luck game. It first says P0, which means it's in the main program because the main program is program 0. And it's at line 0, the very first instruction. Every time the program restarts, it will always start the main program, the first instruction. And it's the instruction that says branch if equal the task to 0, go to AA. But the next line doesn't start with AA label, so it didn't go there. Then it says put the absolute value of game number in game number. And then it says branch if equal the game number to the was game number to AC. Well, here we see it went to AC. It jumped from instruction 2 to instruction 8. It says put note 1 in the blue box, and then it says go to check on the YouTube video list and put it on the screen, and we're not so much concerned with that. We want to see it return. Well, right now it's at 9 when it did that. I'm going to start advancing on the trail till I see it come back up. Here it returned on B, and here it's at line 10. And then line 10 checks again on, that should show the video list, and it's not on, so it's not going to do that. It goes right to number 11. There, it calls subroutine 101. And that means it's subprogram 1, the first tab, and here we see that's where it is. It's now in program 1 at tab 1. So now it's going to go through that routine. However, the very next line says if total count is greater than or equal to the test count, go to BE. And we see that it went right to BE. Well, we know that it already did all the tests. They're both 4,320, so all the tests are done, so it just went back home to the main program. When it got back there, see, it's at P0. It goes back again to subprogram 1, but to tab 2. That's the call, and here we see it's in subprogram 1, tab 2. Sets tall to 225. I'm going to advance 9 instructions. Sets wide to 1010, X to 0, the Y value to 175. Make the color red with a little blue and a little green, and then it draws a rectangle and fills it in. Well, that's what this is right here. Then it changes the font to bold 10 point, color to black, and it's going to start listing things. Here it's setting control registers to make lists. That is, it's going to display many values at a time. Alright, we're going to advance 9 more. Up, now we see all the values it did at one time. In fact, it had 2 instructions. Box N for digits, that's the first column. Then another box N of them, they each counts. This is the number of time each one of these particular occurrences occurred. Well, we'll keep advancing 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. See, it's going around a loop. That's why we have so many instructions involved, because it's showing all these lists. And up, now it's going to do the stuff at the top, where we have what we call the multiples. And I'll keep advancing 9 and go through there, because first it's calculating the values. Remember, like here it's multiplying by the factor and it's adding the win totals up. It's a lot of instructions because it's going around loops. Eventually, though, it will show us what it calculated. Alright, here it's starting to show them, showing the totals for 1. Now, we could advance 90 instructions, But I'm going to keep going 9 so you see how the program is functioning. Alright, it went to if it's a 2, if it's a 3, if it's a 4, if it's a 5, if it's a 6. And then it displays up here the number of games. And if we continue on, shows us the game number is 0. And over here we see it has returned to the main program and it hit an exit, so it stopped. There's no more advancing, and here it shows you can't advance anymore. And it says it issued 546 instructions. So now we'll go off the trail by clicking trail, and the trail is over. Now what if you wanted to change something on the screen, but you didn't know where the instructions were to make that change? Let's say we wanted to change the color of the big red rectangle here. We could go on the trail and advance till we get to it. Well, we don't know for sure where it is, so I'm going to advance 90 instructions. Oh, it already did it. So I go off the trail and right back to the trail, and know I need to go just 9 at a time till I find that. Okay, now I found it. And over here I see right away, color 911. Well, that's a lot of red, a little green, and a little blue. Well, I suspect that's his color, because it says then, draw the rectangle and fill it in, so I'm pretty sure that's it. Well, now if I wanted to change that color, I could just click here on the line that it is, which is subprogram 1, line 68. I clicked on it. I'm going to go off the trail, and now when I go to the program, that's exactly where it's going to be. Color 911. So I could change the color here, and then go back and run the program. Right now, we could also change the program a different way. I'm going to go on the trail again and go till we see it's doing that. There's the 911 again. Now I'm going to click on it, go off the trail, and I'm going to click RT for real time. It's also going to take me right to that position. But now it puts the instructions up here where the blue note box is. And here is that color. It says the color 911. Well, I can change it here, and I could say make it 922. Well, see what it did to the color? Or I could say, well, I want to try 933. All right? So you could go on the trail to find the instructions and make changes to them. And when you make the change, you're actually changing the program as if you were in the program and changing it. These changes are saved in the program itself. And also, I not only can change that line, but all these other lines that follow it. And I can go forward and forward to more lines and make changes to all of them. Because there may be other things about what's happening here that you wanted to change. Well, I'm going to go off the trail again. No, I'm going to go off RT, I'm sorry. I'm going to go on the trail again. And this time I want to see if I can change the big heading up here where it said how many tests there were. And I'm going to go 90 at a time, so I think I'm getting close to there. I think I'm getting pretty close. So now I'm just going to go 9 at a time until I get to that heading at the top. There it is. Alright, so I look over here. It says it's in subprogram 1, and at instruction 137, here it's putting that text on the screen. And I see above there it has a font, an XY value. Well, what I'm going to do is I can actually go backwards, and I'm going to go back 9 instructions. And well, I'm going to click here and then go off the trail and go to RT, and now it took me to where that is being made. Here we see the X value of 280, that's this distance here, a Y value of just 40. Now that's to the baseline of the text, not to the top of it. If it were a rectangle, it would be to the top of it, but text, it's to the baseline, so it's down 40. Then it says put the number in the text, and then here it says show the text on the screen. Now, one of the things we can change now is the font. We could make it 435. Well, it makes it pretty big. I'm going to change it back because I really don't want to change the program. The next thing is the color. Well, let's see. I'll make it a 4, which is a dark blue. Now the heading's a dark blue. I'll change it back again. 0. That's black. And the position of it, I can change the position. If I said it was just at position 180, well, it moves to the left 100 positions. I don't really want to have it there, do I? But what I want to show you is RT can be used to position things on the screen. When you're writing a program, you just have to, say, well, I think it's around here, and I want the text size to be about this, and then go to the program, get to RT at that position, and make your changes. Alright, going to turn RT back off again, and this is the end of the video for trail option and the real-time option for the Chuck-a-Luck game.